Welcome to Gamerati News Update on YouTube and welcome to December. I've got a dozen pieces of news for you today. Without further ado, let's go. 12th of December is the date Dragon Castle becomes available for iOS, Android and Steam. Originally developed by the terrific trio Lorenzo Silva, Hjalmar Hatch, Luca Ricci and illustrated by Cindy Chiu, the game has been converted to the digital format by Studio Klangor, the same development team behind the digital version of Potion Explosion. The new digital game is a beautiful recreation of the tabletop experience of Dragon Castle, optimized and adapted for the new format. The mahjong tiles, the shrines, the spirits, the dragons, they're all here. The app also features different game modes, solo against AI, pass and play, and online multiplayer. On top of that, you get fancy animated graphics, an atmospheric soundtrack, and an interactive tutorial to guide you through all the game features. And you can win one of the 10 Steam codes to get Dragon Castle on your PC or Mac for free. Click on the link in the video description to know more. Rebellion, the video game company best known for the series of stealth war games Sniper Elite, has created a division of itself to make board games. The imprint is called the Rebellion Unplugged, and they're already working on their first upcoming release, Sniper Elite, the board game. Rebellion Unplugged will be helmed by Duncan Molloy, who was the founder and creative lead of the board game line at Osprey Games. Rebellion Unplugged will develop board games as well as collectibles based on the parent company's properties. We can expect Sniper Elite the board game perhaps as a Kickstarter by early 2020. An early version of Sniper Elite the board game will be showcased this week at PAX Unplugged between 6 and 8 of December in Philadelphia, and more games will be available throughout 2020. As a fan of the video game franchise, I can barely wait to see how Sniper Elite the board game turns out, but I don't think we'll have slow motion headshots though. Grey Fox Games will release Zoned Out into Retail, a city-building board game, on February 2020. In Zoned Out, 1 to 4 players watch a city grow upwards and outwards as you and your fellow planners expand from downtown, building residential, commercial, and industrial buildings to satisfy the needs of the citizens. It's a light strategy game by Keith Rentz that provides a unique gaming experience that is as beautiful to look at as it is fun to play. The interesting aspect of this piece of news is that Zoned Out is still being crowdfunded on Kickstarter. Normally, we report that a company will get a game into retail months after they've delivered it to backers. But Grey Fox Games announced the retail version of Zoned Out just as they successfully financed the game on Kickstarter. So if you missed it, Zoned Out will be found on your friendly local game store starting February 2020 with an MSRP of $40 US. Now we know what's that new, more accessible Gloomhaven game. It's Jaws of the Lion. Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion is a standalone game that takes place before the events of Gloomhaven. The game includes 4 new characters that can also be used in the original Gloomhaven game. The game also includes 16 monster types, including 7 new standard monsters and 3 new bosses, and a new campaign with 25 scenarios that invites the heroes to investigate a case of mysterious disappearances within the city. Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion is aimed at a more casual audience to get people into the gameplay more quickly. All of the hard-to-organize cardboard map tiles have been removed, and instead players will play on the scenario book itself, which features new artwork unique to each scenario. The rules have also been simplified, and it includes a 5-scenario tutorial that will ease new players into the experience. Expect Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion on the 3rd quarter of 2020. USAopoly has partnered with Alderac Entertainment Group to bring officially licensed factions to AEG's flagship card game Smashup in 2020 and beyond. The shuffle building game allows fans to draft decks of fictitious dream teams and pit them against each other in battle to dominate targeted bases. Throughout ongoing play, players familiarize with and combine mechanics unique to each of their factions to best their opponent's point values. Smashup designer Paul Peterson is confident that fans will embrace what is to come of the collaboration. Peterson has stated that, quote, "The OP has consistently put out some of the highest quality games in the industry by pairing with the design team from EEG. The Smashup game we have building together is going to knock the fans' sock off," unquote. We'll get to know more in the upcoming AEG's March Smashness interactive online event, where existing factions square off in a tournament to see who is the greatest. To celebrate 45 years of Dungeons & Dragons and 5 years of the 5th edition of the game, Wizards of the Coast is selling a special edition of Sapphire dice. Nathan Stewart, VP of the D&D franchise at Wizards of the Coast, said that, quote, "When the D&D team realized the Sapphire is the traditional anniversary stone for both 5 years and 45 years, and that adding a laboratory-created Sapphire into a D20-sided dice wouldn't jeopardize the integrity of a roll, we couldn't pass up the chance to make something really cool to celebrate the milestones," unquote. The special box includes cool art and updated stats for the Sapphire Dragon. The D&D Sapphire Anniversary dice set includes 11 custom-designed aluminum dice, and one of the D20s houses a sapphire inside. It comes in a dice box and matching dice tray displaying the D&D ampersand. 1,974 sets were made, each costing $299 to start sales on 12th of December, only from Wizards of the Coast website. That's it for this week from Gamerati News Update. You can check out the news as they happen in 1-minute compact versions from Monday to Friday, always released at 8 a.m. Pacific at twitter.com/Gamerati and facebook.com/Gamerati. And since you're here on the internet, check out Routinely Itemized, the weekly RPG news summary from our partner Geek Native. There is a link for it down below in the video description, and I see you next week.